Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The Ways and Means Committee are looking for funds to ease the financial situation in the CNMI. Also tonight, an outbreak of a virus in China is spreading. Stay alert. And the Shared Ride program has officially kicked off in the CNMI. We have the details. In sports, Team CNMI struggles against GUAM and the KIWIS. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Every morning we roll out the quality. Grade A eggs. That's what we're made of.
It already has a flaky fish patty, melted cheese, and creamy tartar sauce. So what can make the Filet-O-Fish any better? Nothing, except making it bigger.
The double Filet-O-Fish is now at McDonald's. All the flavors you love, times 2.
Half day Tirawami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is January 17th, 2020, Friday. Legislators are working to get money to relieve the Commonwealth's deficit. Sally Lemus has this report.
The Ways and Means Committee met this morning with the Commonwealth Development Authority, discussing proposals that would ease the deficit the Commonwealth faces. Vice Chairman of the committee, Ralph Yumo, says the focus was on the pension obligation bond and the plans of the administration to float up to $53 to $67 million in order to provide money for the settlement fund.
Today, the CDA, Chairman of CDA just presented to us that there is some interested investors and one that's willing to fund pretty much the whole amount of, I believe, $53 million. So it basically comes down to the market, if it's right, and the interest rate, which would cost us an X number of dollars into the future. So that's something that we're discussing right now. Nothing has been set in stone yet. I believe this is just the initial stage. The law to float a pension obligation was passed back in 2012, I believe. So that's what we're discussing today.
Because of the shortfall in finances, the body is taking a few steps forward to assure due payment of $43 million for this particular obligation. Yumo says this will also add relief to other debts.
Once this money comes in, we'll be able to pay, I believe, majority of our vendors. So that's something that we are looking at very carefully right now.
The CNMI is currently in a $98 million deficit for fiscal year 2019. This is because of previous disaster relief and recovery efforts. Majority of the legislatures are in support of floating a bond in order to alleviate the cash trap situation of the government. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Sally Lemus.
Littering, vandalism, and the alarming reports from the Department of Public Safety are issues that are calling the attention of our men in the blue and the community as well. Sally Lemus speaks with several officials and gives you this report.
The recent vandalism around the San Vicente Park has sparked disappointment upon the community and legislators up on the Hill. Ed Probst, who represents Precinct 1, says greater enforcement is verily needed in the villages.
We are not seeing enough patrols or enough police presence in our villages. And that certainly, in and of itself, is a deterrent. How many of them would be vandalizing if there were actual monitoring going on of some sort? And it is, if it is a budgetary issue as to why they can't patrol, then the DPS commissioner and DPS needs to let us know. And if that's the case, then we have to find greater money for them, a greater budget.
Probe states DPS should strongly look into the matter and the community should also do their part.
We obviously need to really look at establishing, patrols for our community. I know, like, community watch projects, and we need volunteers. We need people to go out and assist in these matters.
Representative Sheila Babauta, who promotes community togetherness, says situations like this calls for a deeper understanding of community members.
I think it's important to ask ourselves why one would feel the need to do that, right? And then it also gives us pretty good indication of the state of their mental health or our mental health as a community. And so how can we begin to address that? What resources are available, right? We have things like youth suicide. We had the recent Cagman High School shooting threat. What are we missing? Where's the gap here? Because do we need to talk to our students more? Do we need to have different types of events or resources offered to different age groups? How can we help our community understand that we are really one Marianas?
Representative Richard Lizama calls the attention of parents to stay mindful of their children's whereabouts.
If he's not home at a certain time, I say, where have you been? What did you do? You kind of do your evaluation there and see if there's any incident that's been brought up. And you can see, were you there?
Representative Joel Camacho from Precinct 4 says community engagement is another vital element in preventing crimes like this.
We don't just go out there and claim the credit and say, hey, we did this, my office did this. No, this is a community and representative partnership that we instill that sense of pride, that sense of belonging, and then that sense of care that the community feels like they're being cared for. I think it helps to prevent stuff like that from happening.
Probes added installing cameras around the villages will help prevent and solve the many issues on Saipan.
If you're going to spend that much on a park, then we should at least have some cameras put up. And that's an expense that is necessary to ensure that if the cameras are on and something is seen, then it can be responded to immediately.
In a separate interview with the press secretary of the governor, Kevin Bautista assures that the community will be seeing more enforcement boots on the ground.
We never ever want to see people in our community have fear in their eyes when they're in their homes.
This is Sally Lemus for KSPN News.
The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation would like to advise the public they are currently monitoring the outbreak of the coronavirus illness in Wuhan, China. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses causing illnesses in people and affecting animals. There have been 41 confirmed cases in China and 1 death as of January 3rd. On January 16th, 2 export cases of the disease have been confirmed in people who have recently traveled from Wuhan. These individuals are from Thailand and Japan. CHCC advises that if you have recently traveled to Wuhan and now feel sick, please call your doctor and seek medical attention ASAP. And to those traveling to Wuhan, try to avoid animals, animal markets, and uncooked meat. Avoid contact with sick people and wash your hands often. For more information, you may call CHCC at 234-8950. It's the Island Ride launch event held at the World Resort today to kick off the new ride sharing company. Need a ride to pay some bills, go to an appointment, or just meet up with some family or friends? Well, now it's a lot easier as Island Ride has officially launched.
Starting today, you can download and use the app. It is on your iOS store. Unfortunately, Google Play Store, for the first time that I've ever seen it, has been the more stringent one on over going through an app. So if you're an Android user, please go to www.islandride.tk and you'll be able to download our Android app there. And keep an eye on the Google Play Store. It'll be there any day now.
Island Ride is similar to other ride-sharing formats like Uber or Lyft, where the rider signs into the app, enters a location, and requests pickup.
Before the trip even commences, you'll know how much your ride will take before you even call the driver. And the driver will know how much they are to get before the ride ever takes place.
And Exley says for the first 3 months, all transactions will be paid to the driver by cash.
It'll be based upon the amount of people and the distance. You'll find that the prices are fairly competitive with our transportation systems that we have already there. Of course, you'll notice that they will go up or down to balance out to what we already have, or to where we meet the best needs for the driver and for the passenger. So the prices may change recently, but right now the prices should be on our website at www.digitalsaipan.com, and we'll make sure they're on the islandride.tk as well.
What's unique about being a driver for Island Ride is the make your own schedule concept, where you work only when you have the time.
We hope that it's a fun job, but we know that it'll be a safe job. That anytime you want, if you have time, if you're a busy working mother or a student, you can work on your free time. You just turn on the app, and that's when you're working. Only when the app is on. Then you can take rides as you see fit and collect a reward from them.
Currently, Exley says 80 drivers have signed up. And also, for the first 3 months, every driver will get to keep every bit of cash earned for the ride.
All the fees gathered by the driver will go directly to the driver. So there will be no 20% maintenance fee even taken for the first three months. So if you're a driver, all the money you get will go directly to you. Also, for our drivers, please register before January 31st, because you will notice that there's a discount. If you register before January 31st, your registration fee is only $20. After January 31st, it'll go up to $60.
If you are interested in becoming a driver but wasn't able to make it to the launch of it today, it's not too late to sign up.
And you'll notice that on our website that you can register directly on the Digital Saipan website, as well as register through our app. And also always contact us at 670-287-9758.
Also, launched today is the Island Ride Store.
Island Ride Store will be as if you instituted Craigslist with Taobao with Amazon. That will be able to match vendors on the island with customers, and we'll be able to give home vendors, whether you're selling that used lawnmower or that old car that you have, or if you have a whole store at home of new items to sell but don't want to pay for a brick and mortar location and pay that overhead, we'll match those vendors with drivers who can deliver it, as well as with consumers who can buy it.
All information on the rideshare program or the Island Ride Store can be found on digitalsaipan.com. This is Ashley McDowell reporting for KSPN. Coming up, typhoons will continue, and FEMA wants to ensure you have the proper roof for when the next one hits. Find out more after the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
A new year. A new decade. Brings new opportunities. At Pacifica Insurance Underwriters, we are happy to help. Rest assured, Marianas.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. Welcome Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour, and we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Ensuring your roof is properly secured is the first step in protecting you and those around you during a typhoon. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is continuing to show those on island the proper technique. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is continuing the Permanent Housing Construction Repair Program, giving eligible survivors of Super Typhoon U2 repairs to endure any catastrophe the future may hold.
So the next event that comes along, you're not going to see any damage to this house. I mean, you can see superficial damage if things are blowing and impact the structure, but you're not going to see any lift. There won't be roofs coming off homes.
Currently, 131 houses on the islands of Saipan and Tinian opted in for the PHC repairs. There are 9 finished and 29 in progress, which will receive roofs that are able to withstand up to 195 miles per hour winds.
One of the big steps you have to do is tie the roof to the house. That's kind of where a lot of these structures fell apart. What we do is we have a very significant bond beam that's going on top of these concrete or CMU walls that has a whole bunch of rebar in it. Some are U-shaped, some extend straight through, and it's all poured concrete with rebar going down through the existing walls. So the first step is getting that top piece, which you'll see when we walk in the house, to anchor down to the walls. Once that's in place, we have bolts that come up through from the bond beam that the roof is anchored down to. So it's really about creating a system where you have one complete structure from roof to walls to foundation that prevents this from happening again.
But there are also steps homeowners can take that are repairing their own roofs and on a budget.
What can you do? You can use correct sized lumber. You can use heavy screws instead of nails. Staggered seams on a roof is always important. Any roofer will do that already. Drip edge, and then the other thing would be examination of the existing bond beam. Make sure that there is a strong bond beam that exists to tie into, or that you can build the whole roof as strong as you want. If the bond beam doesn't hold it down, the wind will lift the whole roof intact. So those are the main things to keep in mind.
Another factor to help hold down the roof are typhoon straps, giving additional anchor points to the main structure.
A lot of the construction we see on the island that's existing wasn't done with any kind of wind rating in mind. It was just done out of necessity using local materials. So you see a lot of 2x4 and 2x6 structure roofs, and then you see they're using the correct screws that seal when you put them through so the roofs aren't going to leak, but a good 80-90 mile an hour wind is going to lift that roof because they have it extending way past the edge of the wall, and that when you have that kind of an eave and the wind gets under it, you have lift.
Securing the roof is the first step in ensuring you and the homes surrounding you are protected the next time a strong windstorm hits. All crews working in the PHC repair program are local. And representatives from FEMA say the process is going at a faster pace, receiving education on how the repair process works. 323 households opted out of receiving the PHC repair homes from FEMA. If you are eligible but opted out of the program, it's not too late. You may sign back up for the PHC repair program by calling 1-800-621-3362, but you must give back any financial assistance you have already received. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
All right, coming up, we have the regular Friday night special we call Special.
You deserve more.
I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own. Making lives better since 1987.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the U15 team CNMI is competing on Guam at the Paseo Stadium for the Baseball Confederation of Oceania qualifier against teams from New Zealand and Guam.
The BCO is under the umbrella of the International Baseball Federation, which is recognized by the International Olympic Committee. The winner of this tournament will qualify for the next tournament that leads to the World Series. CNMI manager Darren Flores.
Qualifier of this in Guam will advance in a later date in August to be announced. We're not sure where the tournament, but that's where the World Cup qualifier to play the world is.
Cuba and the United States have won the most U15 championships, 6 each. Japan has won 2. This is the first time in 4 years that the CNMI has competed in any BCO tournament. Little League Baseball here is chartered through Little League Baseball, organization based in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The CNMI has been a regular participant in the Little League tournaments that they sponsor. The CNMI is also a member, though, of BCO. CNMI Youth Baseball is rebounding after literally a disastrous year that saw the Junior League cancel after that mean old typhoon. Meaning this was the first real game on the big field for these Saipan boys. The transition from a Little League field to the big field is one of the toughest in all of sports, as the jump from 60-foot to 90-foot base paths puts a real strain on 13 and 14-year-old arms. Well, all of those factors came into play this week for the CNMI as they made 27 errors in their first 4 games, all defeats. Well, the good news is, well, the Saipan boys are finally playing on the big field, and they can improve, and they will when the Junior League reopens here in the coming weeks.
All right, already in CNMI's 5th game, we're seeing improvement this afternoon. CNMI surprising New Zealand with 4 runs in the first inning, and right now, as of news time, the score is 5-2 after 4 innings in favor of CNMI. Hallelujah, hallelujah, for today is the day that we roll out the top plays of the week, and for all you do, these plays are for you because you deserve the best, so forget the rest. These pass the test. Now sit back, enjoy, and be my guest.
Coming in at number 5, hockey jersey wearing soccer goalie Glenn Smith reaches up and pinches his hand on the crossbar to save a shootout goal. Ouch, that feels good. Coming in at number 4, watch out for flying people, Irish Poggerell Kapow! She can give it and she can take it. Who says basketball is a non-contact sport? Not Poggerell. She takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Coming in at number 3, Martin Jabor assists Emil Schultz on one of his 5 goals, leading ETZ to the Masters Championship.
You know, as you know, I have a tendency to keep bringing players from Europe. I think it's 2 or 3 years ago I had my brother here. You know, so this time I decided to put my best mate on the field, you know.
Coming in at number 2, there she is again, Irish, with the twisting layup for what turns out to be the championship winning basket. And the KSPN2 Top Player of the Week, Jamie Pangilinan leading the Lady Dolphins to the High School Basketball Championship, the MHS Dolphins Top Player of the Week.
Here's the windup and pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Come drive. Kids carts available now at the Seaside Circuit, and best of all, adults go along for free. Teach your child how to drive the best way possible by letting them take the steering wheel. You'll be along for the ride just to make sure things go smoothly. Kids carts at the Seaside Circuit. Bring your local ID for a special half-a-day rate.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com, and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up.
Today's high was 86, low 77. That's 2 days in a row that KSPN2 weather has been right on with its prediction. However, it was 74 on the mountain. All right, humidity 63% tomorrow. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, northeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, high 86, low 76. Seas moderate 5 to 7 feet. There are rip currents out there, however. Sunrise 6:47, and it's going to be 6:47 for the next 10 mornings. And that is the latest that Saipan will experience, 6:47, and then from then on it get earlier. Sunset, 6:07.
All right, thank you, Bob.
Okay.
So exciting news that the island ride has kicked off.
Yes, and Eats Easy is another app that's coming up. We're seeing a new wave of technology. I guess we better
Hit
get
the
on board.
island, I know.
All right.
Better
Well,
get
I'm
on
still
board
an
with
old school guy, and I'm still like, I like my weekends, and I like them to start right now.
Right now. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Good night.